Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna be making, well not today, but I'm just gonna be seasoning up my chicken for curry chicken that I'm gonna make tomorrow. But today I want to come and show you guys how I season the chicken. So um I already have some things cut up. In this bowl right here, I have some yellow onions, green onions, green pepper, and some tomato, and a scotch bonnet or habanero pepper. And it looks like this. The habanero pepper look like this. This one is kind of, and these is kind of spicy. So I think I have two in here, but I just want to show you guys. So that's why I didn't cut this up. But everything is just cut up, not in like just big chunks, because this is gonna marinate um, with the chicken. So they go the onions, this the yellow onions, the green onions with the tops, and some more green onions, the tomatoes, and then the green pepper, and then the habanero pepper is in here. Like this is the habanero pepper. I kept that kind of big because I want to be able to see when I pull it out, if I need to pull it out. So those are the vegetables that we're going to use to marinate the chicken. Um, these are the spices. Sorry about that. This is some allspice. These is the whole um, corn, or I don't know what they call it, but this is not the ground. You could use the ground, but I use these, and then some thyme. I prefer to use fresh thyme, but I didn't have none. But tomorrow when I go to the market, I'm gonna get some fresh thyme. But right now, I'm gonna use this dry thyme, and then the complete seasoning. Um, I made some curry powder. Um, so we're gonna use some curry powder. You can buy curry powder from the store or whatever, and then we got some ginger. You can use fresh ginger. You can use powdered ginger, but this is fresh. It's just that they already like took the skin off, and then they pulped it or pureed it, and so I like using this because I use ginger for a lot of things, so this comes in handy. And then of course my seasoning. So that's what we're gonna use. Oh, and a lemon. I don't have my lemon here, but we're gonna use a lemon as well. Now here go the chicken. The chicken is all clean off and everything. I'm using a whole chicken, and then I have a few pieces of some chicken breast. Um, this was the chicken breast tenderloin, and then I just cut up the chicken. I cut the chicken breast in half, so it's not big pieces. And you could take off the skin if you want. I like some skin, but I removed the fat, but I kept some skin. And then I cut the chicken backs in half. I also did that with my wings. Um, I cut the wings in half, if I could find one somewhere in here. I took the drumstick off, and then the flat part with the tip. I have that separately, because normally, here it goes. I just took the drum stick part off, because normally they cut this up. Even the legs, I kept the legs whole. I didn't cut them in half, or the thighs. So this chicken is already clean, and now we just gonna season it. So let me wash my hands off, because I did touch that chicken. And I got my good lemon. Got the lemon right there washed off. So I'm going to transfer the chicken into another bowl, much bigger bowl. And you can put this in a Ziploc bag too, whatever you prefer. So I got the chicken in another bowl. So we're gonna season it with some of my seasoning. We're gonna I'm just gonna dump everything in there. There's no fancy way of doing this because this is just a marinade overnight for the chicken. So we're gonna get some ginger in there. So be careful when you put the ginger. I would say a half a teaspoon or a whole teaspoon, because ginger is very powerful. Some people can't tolerate it because, you know, it makes you go to the bathroom, but it's good for your body. But like, you just got to be careful. And then I'm just using a couple of this is a teaspoon. I'm about to say 3 teaspoons of curry powder, maybe even 4. And then we're going to do some complete seasoning. And, oh, that's one thing I forgot to tell you, fresh garlic. I'm going to get some garlic. And then this is thyme. I'm not going to put too much of that, just a little bit, because when I get the fresh thyme, I'm going to add that in here. And now these pimento seeds, you don't have to put a lot. We're going to put like this. I'm going to say like, oh, I don't know if you can see. Probably about 10. But I'm going to crush some, lightly crush it. Like, let me see if I can. Just to open up the seeds. You could, so yeah, I crushed it. You could like put it in a pan and like roast it. But we're gonna use this in our, when we making a curry chicken, we're gonna use that too, so it doesn't matter. Let me just get some garlic. So we're gonna put some garlic. You put as much garlic or as little garlic as you like. Garlic is another one that's really good for you. So there go the garlic. And I'm just gonna put that in there. Now I'm going to mix this all up. Make sure we get the chicken from the bottom so it can get some love too. We gotta love on that chicken down there at the bottom too. Everybody gotta get some. And I know this is my food, so I don't mind using my hand. I don't like using gloves in my kitchen. I know I constantly wash my hands, that's why they're so ashy. And I constantly sterilize, so as long as you know how to use great precaution in your kitchen, you know, and your hands is your best tools anyway. So you see how that's all even down at the bottom of the bowl. So now we're gonna put our vegetables in there. I could have used a bigger bowl, maybe, but it's all right. It's all good. And we're going to mix that in there. Remember what I said, we got to get to the bottom. Show some love to the chicken down there at the bottom. You know, make sure everybody gets some. And I'm going to use a little bit more curry powder because we dropping some onions and stuff overboard. Let me wash my hands off. About 2 more tablespoons. And then we're going to squeeze half of a lemon on there. You can either do lemon or some vinegar. But you do want to put some kind of acid in there. Make sure you don't get none of them seeds in there. That's why I'm holding it this way. If you can see, I'm holding it this way. Squeeze it out. Now I do have a lemon press in here, but we're gonna just do it like this. And then once you certain that you have all them seeds out, then you can probably flip it over to the other side and squeeze. And now we're gonna mix it up one final time. Make sure we get some down at the bottom. Now we got that oil in there. And we're gonna let this marinate overnight. If you don't have time to do it overnight, at least 2 to 3 hours, at least. Overnight is much better, especially if you have a large amount of chicken, as I had. You want to definitely go longer. And you will see the difference in the taste, because the longer anything sit and marinate, it's going to have more flavor, a lot of flavor in it. So that's going to be it. I'm going to pop the top on there, and we're gonna get this in the refrigerator. We're gonna get that in the refrigerator, and then we're gonna tomorrow you're gonna let it sit out for at least a half an hour, because you want to get the chicken to room temperature, and then you're gonna start cooking it. So I'll be back tomorrow to show you guys how we finish up this curry chicken. Hey, so we back. This is the next day, and I switched and put the chicken in a bigger bowl because I added some red peppers, and you know that bowl was already tight. So I want to show you the chicken after being marinated. So we have our chicken here, and then I did put the fresh thyme in there. The fresh thyme. Let me see if I can. I'm gonna get this on my hand. I took them off the leaves and then I left the stems in there just to give, because that's still flavor. So some of them, that's the fresh thyme, but I took some of the thyme off of the stems. And then I told you I added the red pepper. These are not hot, they just red peppers. You know, like the green peppers. So I had some thyme in there. And that was the only thing that I added. I told you I was going to put some fresh thyme. See, this is more leaves on there. So this just, you know, give it that perfume of the thyme in there. So now that we have everything that's been marinating overnight, we're going to start cooking. So now my pan was preheating on medium high, and we're gonna get some oil in the pan. That was olive oil. I want to use you can use olive oil, coconut oil, canola oil. We're just gonna make sure we get some down on the bottom of the pan. And I'm gonna take some curry powder. I shouldn't have touched that with my hand. That was hot. And then we're just gonna toast the curry powder in the bottom of the pan. This is called burning the curry. This is what gives it that deep brown, orange brown. Because you know there's different types. Everybody make their curry different. Let me just start off with that. West Indians make it a different way. Indians make it a different way. So this is like a key step. So you want to make sure you do this. You don't want to burn this, but you want to just cook it till you smell that flavor, like all that curry powder flavor, the turmeric, the cinnamon, nutmeg, the cumin, and all them other spices that curry powder has in it. And you see how brown it's getting? Just a few minutes, we're gonna brown that. Now, because I have a lot of chicken, I'm going to do it in batches. But you can just put all the chicken in at once. I got my pot on over here because we're going to make some cabbage. And I already have my rice on. Well, my rice is already done. So, now I smell it and I see how dark brown is getting. So now I know that I'm going to add my chicken. So we're just going to add the chicken in there. That's the breast and that's big, so I'm gonna add everything in here. Try not to get too many of the onions and the vegetables in there. Even though it's gonna go in there, but not right now because I told you I have like a lot of chicken, so I'm going to do it in batches. Let's get these bigger pieces in there. Okay, now that's fine. So we're going to brown the chicken on each side. This first batch, and then we're going to do the next batch. So as you can see how brown this side is, I flipped it over already. See how this is brown? This is what you want. See how that chicken leg has that brown on there? See if I can get you closer so you can see. That's what you want. So we're going to take these out and we're going to put some more chicken in there. See that brown? Like I said, I have a lot of chicken, so that's why I'm doing it in batches. But if you just was doing that batch, you would continue on cooking this because this chicken is nowhere near done. But we're going to get it there. So putting some more chicken in there. Still our pan is on medium high. Don't raise it up. These are the little pieces. Oh, I got one big piece. And we're going to get that browned up, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to show you the next step. So while we have the chicken cooking, browning on that side, I wanted to show you guys what I have here. I have some cabbage that I shredded and I washed off, and then I cut up some carrots, and then I also have some onions, and I'm gonna make some cabbage. So I just wanted to show you guys this because I'm gonna show you as I put it in a pot. So just shred up. This was like a medium cabbage, and this was a half of a, you know, those big onions that I get, and sliced it, and then sliced up a carrot. So now I'm going to put that in the pot. But let's check on this chicken. Now that we got that cooking on that side, I'm going to add the rest of our chicken back in here. And all them drippings that we have in there, we're going to add that in there as well. we added our vegetables in there. And we're going to add some water. Before, okay, I'm going to add the water. I'm going to say this is about 2 cups of water. I'm going to spread that out. Now, I don't know if you can see the level of the water. You don't want a lot of water in here, but if you like a lot of sauce, then you can add more. I'm going to add some chicken broth in there. Let me see. Try to move it back. So know that. Chicken broth. You don't just want to put water. I'm adding some chicken broth. Probably like another cup, because we like a lot of sauce. And I'm also going to be adding potatoes and carrots in here. Not too much, but just because we like ours with potatoes and carrots. You don't have to put potatoes and carrots in there, but we like it. Now, I'm going to let this cook for a while because, remember, this chicken is not done. But I want to taste for seasoning, but because the chicken is not done, I'm not going to taste this yet. We're going to let this cook for a while, and then I'm going to come back and see if I need to add some more seasoning to it. So, and you see my cabbage is cooking down. I don't know if you can see it, but I'll show you the cabbage later. So now I added the potatoes and the carrots in there, and we're gonna let that cook down, and I'll be back to show you the final product. See the chicken? So we back. The final thing that I will be making today is some fried plantains. These are like sweet bananas. These are not regular bananas. These are plantains. And it's supposed to look like that. Some of them come even darker. You see on it, it will say plantains. I'm gonna slice these up like I did in here. Like little circles or on the bias cut. You can make them thinner than this, like the chips is thin, or you can make it thicker. I just like it like this size, and I just want to show you guys that this is how it looks. You just peel it like a banana, and you just slice it, and then we're gonna fry it in like a shallow pan of any kind of cooking oil, and we're gonna have that. So I'm gonna show you that step right now. There go the plantains frying, and you just flip them on the other side when they get a little brown, and when you take them out, they look like this. And that's how you do your fried plantains. Be back to show you the finished product. Oh wait, I'll show you. So we got the curry chicken over there. Now you can see the glare. We have our cabbage, steamed cabbage right there with carrots. And then we have our rice and peas over here. Rice and peas. So I'll be back to show y'all the final plate.